Brewers Log November 6th, 2024. So tonight I checked one of the 2-gallon buckets to see where they were at. I found it was at a gravity of 0.991, possibly even a 0.990. So I decided it was time, it definitely needed to get racked. The one problem I ran into is I realized I got both buckets in use and I really don't have anything to rack it into. So, or at least I didn't think it. And I realized I had my a 1 or 2 gallon, 1.5 gallon, I guess, keg, and I have two of them now. So I took the new one, cleaned it all out, used a star sand on it, and got it all put back together. And then I racked the 2 gallon, or racked the bucket into here. It came out almost perfect, just barely above the top, and so I ended up getting everything into there. The one thing I also did tonight that is a little bit different when I'm making, because this is ended up being one of my apple pie meads, is that, or not mead, cider, is that I took out a cup of cider or from it before I put it into the keg. I took it up and simmered my spices into it for 5 minutes. Well, actually, I put it in the microwave for 5 minutes, but it boiled and came out where you definitely there was a lot more flavors extracted into the juice. At least I think it did, because you could really smell it. So I got this idea last month at Casey Beermeister's, because I was talking about to make some of my or my three flowers mead. I know that I have to boil my herbs for a good 5 minutes, or at least simmer them for a good 5 minutes to get all the flavors extracted out of it to make the mead have the strong flavor. And one of my complaints about my apple pie mead is that the flavors don't last more than a few weeks to maybe a month. And I've tried some of my apple pie mead that's set for a month and a half and found out that it just had lost most of the apple pie flavor and just kind of tasted like a brown sugar or cider. So I'm going to try this whether or the boiling it will help keep the flavors in there. I also ended up using an Ceylon clove sticks instead of the ground. I ground it up just before I used it, so hopefully my cinnamon flavors are going to be a little bit stronger. The cup right here is a cup of the right after I put in the spices into the egg, and then got it carbonated. So I use that to get a little bit of the stuff out and make sure that I had all my pressures correct before, or I put it away in the fridge. So I've got a glass to try tonight. It's got a little bit of carbonation. It had some directly out of the bucket. So we'll see how I'll try to keep up with how long it takes to get the my 1 gallon keg carbonated to where the point that I like it with my ciders. The last time with my pine mint, it took about 4 or 5 days, but it was that is a pine mint versus this is being a cider. So I'm hoping in 2 to 3 days will be all the more I need to get this carbonated fairly well. So that was what I was able to get done tonight. Hopefully tomorrow I will get on to the other bucket, or I may get started on my Perry's over there, because they're definitely done and ready to rack, along with probably everything that's sitting over there. So it's been about 2 months. With yeah, September, October, a little over a month on most of the stuff. So it should mostly be ready to rack and get ready to go. So that's where I am at. Good night.